How about now? Aha! I think I figured it out. Maddie and I have to go back and forth on the same layout here. We're on the cloud for all of this stuff, so he sets it to his microphone, then I have to set it back to my microphone. Didn't realize I had to do that. So anyway, hi everybody, welcome to this. Again, I'll repeat what I was saying before. We're reading Justice League Adventures number 2 today. This came out February 2002. Following the premiere of Justice League on Cartoon Network in November 2001, they started putting out the Justice League Adventures comic, for those who aren't aware, following the same adventures formula as Batman Adventures, Superman Adventures, that kind of stuff. So far, we've gone through issue number 1, of course. If you missed that, you can find that here on the Twitch channel. I'll also be posting around on social media and in the description of this later. I forgot to do it before we started, but I have a playlist going on YouTube archiving all of these. Right now we can't save the past streams to Twitch. They're here for 14 days and then Twitch deletes them. So what we're doing for the time being until we've reached affiliate level, which I believe we have to get to 50 followers and a handful of other criteria. But once we get to that, Twitch allows us to upload videos instead of just streaming. So we're going to be, at that point, theoretically, just keeping them all right here forever and not being on YouTube. But for the time being, there's a playlist going that I'll link around that has the archive. So anyway, this issue here was... No, I do want to read the issue. Thank you very much, DC Universe. Oh, spoilers. This was written by Paul Story. You can find him on Twitter at Storyville. He is the writer of a handful of other DCAU tie-in comics, mostly known for the Gotham Girls comic book that was sort of a tie-in pseudo to the Gotham Girls webisodes in the early 2000s. It's drawn by Craig Russo, who is also on many other DCAU tie-in comics. You can find him at Craig Russo on Twitter. He's got a lot of cool stuff he's posting all the time. Occasionally he'll even just post, like, I mean, here he's got some Star Wars stuff that he was working on. He's still doing stuff today. A lot of the artists and writers that you'll see on these comics are doing stuff today as well. Yes, I should mention I'm going to be reading the issue twice. Once just actually literally reading the issue. Second, to go back through and take notes in our canonicity, timeline, etc. spreadsheet. And I'll be looking at the chat in between that to see if there's anything that I've missed or that needs to be brought up or anything. And yeah, if you follow us here, if you click that follow button here on Twitch, that'll make sure that we get to affiliate level even faster, and you'll hear that sick ass good job, Robin, if anyone does it today. So anyway, it was also inked. This issue was inked by Wayne Faucher, however you say it, Fokker, I don't know, hopefully not that. You can find him on Instagram, Wayne Rised. I don't know how he wants us to say that, but again, lots of cool stuff. He worked on a lot of Spider-Man comics, so it's interesting to see him here in the DC world. He also worked on several DC titles, but he seems to be known more for his Spider-Man stuff. He is more posty about his Spider-Man stuff. So anyway, I'll let that settle in. So let's go ahead and read through the comic, and we'll see. This is a very J'onn J'onzz heavy comic, so I'm sure my Carl Lumbly will be put to the test today. Alright, let's go with the... I want to read it in this way. There we go. Again, for some reason, they feel like they need to tell you who all the Justice League is every issue, but Whatever. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Lantern, Flash, Hawkgirl, the Martian Manhunter. When the world is in deadly danger and a single hero is not enough, they will rise to victory, leaving justice in their wake. They are the Justice League. Oh, that's right. Few things make him feel more alone than listening to others sharing laughter. It reminds him that he is a stranger set apart from humanity by his very nature. He is J'onn J'onzz, the Martian Manhunter. As that name makes clear, he is not of this world. Yeah, I know, Martian Manhunter. Not canon, am I right? More human than human. So here we got Mr. J'onn J'onzz. It was so cool. Green Lantern was on the steps of the museum when they were putting me in the ambulance. I didn't get to see any of the Justice League. I saw Superman once when my family was on vacation in Metropolis. Superman is okay, but Batman is the coolest. True. Excuse me, but you're not supposed to be back here. It's all right, Doctor. I am... He tries not to abuse his telepathic abilities, but sometimes it is simpler to let people see what will set them at ease. With the authorities. These are the children from the museum, are they not? I wanted to be sure that they were well. These are the kids. So far they seem okay. We haven't been able to figure out what put them to sleep, so they're all under quarantine. Oh my goodness. The kids, their teachers, the other people who were there, and the museum employees. Frankly, we're stumped. No trace of chemicals in their blood, no residue on their clothing. Can you tell me more about what happened? Maybe that'll help. I am unsure of how much I know that you do not. A security guard observed a group of strangely garbed women entering the museum. He managed to call for outside assistance before they released the mysterious gas that put all those in the museum to sleep. Because a number of costumed persons were involved, the Justice League was contacted. Apparently, those attacking the museum were unprepared for such an eventuality. They fled without a trace. Excuse me, Doctor, I have a call. I don't know who's speaking. Oh, really? Jones, you there? Who's calling him Jones? I am here, Green Lantern. Good, we've got problems. Those snake women are back. This time in multiple locations with a whole lot of backup. Civilians. They're targeting museums again. Superman is on his way to Gotham to lend Batman a hand. I'm headed for Los Angeles to assist Hawkgirl. Oh, it's doing that funny thing on DC Universe again. And the Flash should reach the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. any second now to help out Wonder Woman. You know, Princess, if you wanted to see me, you didn't have to go to all this trouble. I am in no mood for your foolishness. These people seem ensorcelled. There's a word you don't see every day. And what? Ensorcelled. Under a spell. Forced to act against their will. Oh. Yeah. We must strike. He will be on us any second. Deal with him. I will take care of the servant of the Olympian upstairs. Gather ye deadly snakes and strike. Oh my god, DC Universe doing this so much where it decides it wants to go back to a different page that I was not on. It's real funny. Oh my goodness. There we go. It's gonna happen a couple times. It's just the nature of reading this on the fantastic DC Universe website. Batman, I'm in Gotham and I'm about to enter the museum. How can I help? I don't remember asking for any help. We're supposed to be a team, remember? Besides, even you might have your hands full with a mob. Not really. I've been herding them toward the museum's theater. It's big enough to hold all of them and there's not much in there that can damage. See if you can find the women in the snake suits. The victims were my first priority. On my way, Batman. Funny, someone was just asking about you. Why not give up now and never? It is said your strength comes from the light. Now face her darkness. Scales of darkness blind his eyes. I thought I was done with crowd control after I left Foot Patrol on Thanagar. You want crowd control? Oh, sorry. You want crowd control? That's crowd control. Thanks for the backup. Keep an eye on them while I... Lantern? What's going on? Lantern? Don't kid yourself, lady. Turning out the lights isn't going to strip me of my powers. Brave words, Clark. Oh, is this him thinking? Sorry. Brave words, Clark, but X-ray vision isn't working any better than regular sight. Yeesh. Hearing's still fine, though. That's her heartbeat, right? Ha ha ha! Crash! Meanwhile, that should keep all of you out of trouble for a while. Don't be so sure. I call forth the dragon's breath. You need to work on your aim. I was not aiming for you. You will succumb to our mother's will, just like the others. Submit, embrace chaos eternal. I'm not sure who this mother is, but the lantern is not going to succumb to anything. What? Swirling deluge, rise! Shush! Can't give in. Submit. Well, looky there. Bet those are the girls stirring up trouble. Allow me. The Serpent Queen has given us the power to deal with you. Footsteps be like the trail of snail. Hi, ladies. Hi there, ladies. I'm the Flash. Whew. Enough. It is time these spell weavers learned what a daughter of the Amazons can... Huh? By the gods! Whoa, I can't get my footing. My full strength could tear them asunder, yet likely they are as much victims as the crowd, perhaps summoned from a nearby zoo. Disgusting. Let me snag those, princess. No thanks necessary. Just returning the save. Want to grab the snake charmers while I get rid of these? Now they will rip you to pieces. I don't think so. Superman? Here, I think they're using magic. One of them blacked the place out. One wrong move and I could bring down the roof. On my way. I think I figured out a solution. What? I'll take that. Woof! I couldn't break it. Maybe you can. With pleasure. Only one chance. You will submit. Oh. No! We must not fail. We must have the remains of the great lizards. Great lizards? All this for the bones of, what do you call them, dinosaurs? Why? You will never... You will learn soon enough. Oh yes, you will learn. Rejoice, my sisters. The hour of our destiny is at hand. This time there will be no interruptions. Our sisters, armed with the power and spells I provided, will make sure of that. Long ago, mankind turned from the ways of darkness and chaos, the ways of our mother. Instead, they embraced order and light. But where has it brought us? To the creation of weapons that can wipe out mankind, or even shatter the earth itself. But we few know the truth, that we must turn back to the embodiment of chaos and darkness, turn back to Tiamat. As embracing order has led to the brink of destruction, embracing chaos can only lead to salvation. Hail Tiamat, goddess of chaos! Blessed is the Serpent Queen, first among the daughters of Tiamat. Finally, I can't read the comic. Finally, my years of waiting are at an end. I was just a humble student when I encountered the legends of Babylon, of the gods who came before the Olympians, before Osiris and the gods of Egypt. It was... Ooh, the movie Gods of Egypt is canon. It was then I first learned of Tiamat, the dreaded snake goddess, the dark mother of chaos. The more I learned, the more my thirst for knowledge grew, thirst for lost truths, dark secrets, and forgotten power. All those things I found and shared with you, my sisters. They bound us together, bound us to Tiamat. But this secret I have not shared. What is it? Yes, tell us, we long to know. This tablet holds the greatest secret, a power so vast that it will allow us to unleash the chaos on a cataclysmic scale. A spell to raise the dead. When we were here last, I glimpsed the perfect subjects for the ritual. Hurry, sisters. Our destination is near at hand. You see? What better creatures to serve Dark Tiamat, the serpent goddess, than the greatest reptiles that ever lived? Are dinosaurs more birds than reptiles? Now, do you see why we have attacked only museums such as this? The treasure we seek is greater than gold. Our sisters will gather even more remains that can be raised to serve glorious Tiamat. No! What? Eons have we been at peace. Leave us to our rest. This should not be. I have not begun the ritual. How? Roar! Dark Mother! Boom! No! I have waited so long. My people believe that it is seldom wise to disturb the dead. Your people? Alien! I know how to make you pay. I call forth the dragon's breath. Oh! Never thought I'd see a babe who was too hot. You okay, big fella? Sorry we're late, John. Would have been here sooner, but Superman, Flash, and I were slowed down hauling the others. Plus, it took some time to convince the other daughters to spill what was really going on. Although, once you take away their staffs, they're hardly a challenge. My powers are not in my staff, but in myself. I have spells that... Save it. That something is stopping my power. Nice work, Stuart. You too, John. Looks like you were a step ahead of us all along. When Green Lantern contacted me... What? Her diversionary strikes were already underway. Hearing them all at once made it easier to recognize them for what they were. And if she needed diversions, it seemed to me she might be making another attempt on her original target. Good to see someone thinking first, instead of just rushing in. I didn't exactly rush in. All of you should take a more professional approach. Excuse me? Remember, I was the one who saved your butt. Besides, I'm no amateur. I was a cop back on Thanagar. Green Lantern's attitude may leave something to be desired, but it is preferable to Flash's foolishness. Foolishness? Hey, it's not my fault you can't appreciate someone with a sense of humor. That's my point. You're not listening. How dare you? Don't preach to me. Look, just back off. How do you expect... Stop! Oh, that ended it, I guess. I am uneasy about leaving this Serpent Queen with the authorities, Superman. After all, what can they do against a sorceress? There's not much we can... Oh, that was Diana talking? How the hell am I supposed to know that? I'm not redoing it. There's not much else we can do, Diana. We're not judge, jury, or jailer. Enough about the lizard lady. The question now is where the heck is Big Green taking us? It's an honor to meet you all. I was a bit puzzled by your call. What can we do for you? Is someone injured? Actually, we bring good news about those brought here from the museum yesterday. The method used to put them to sleep was not chemical. There should be no lasting effects. Oh, that is good news. I thought the children might enjoy a visit with the others before their release. Hi Batman. My name's Tone. You're totally awesome, dude. Sir. Are you really a princess, Wonder Woman? I am, Darcy, Princess Diana of Themyscira. Hard to pick just one, Han. All the bad guys I've gone up against have been pretty tough customers. It's true, Lena. I am sort of a space cop like your friend said. I've been doing it for years. Thanks for bringing us, John. I think we might be enjoying it as much as the kids. Even Batman. I often walk among humans, disguised as one of them. I watch at a distance and am reminded of why we do battle and for whom. Although I can never be one of them, I take comfort in seeing them live their normal lives, knowing we help make that possible. Don't assume that being from another world means you can't be part of this one, John. Deep down, they value the same things that you do. Compassion, courage, caring, friendship. He thinks about... I'm sorry, everybody. I keep adding words. He thinks how much easier it is for Superman to believe that, having been raised among them. Are you Mr. Martian Manhunter? I am the Martian Manhunter, yes. My name is John. The Hawk Lady said that you were the one who brought everybody here. Well, It occurs to him that keeping apart from those who are different is a very human trait, one this child has overcome. Thank you. He wonders if, perhaps, he has been more like them than he would let himself believe. End. The end of the comic. Alright, so we're gonna, in a minute, we're gonna go back to the start and take notes on all the stuff. No, I don't want to read the next issue, actually. I would like to keep reading this issue, if that's okay. Oh, DC Universe, how I love thee. Goodness. Yes, let's go back to the start. There we go. Okay. Alright, let me look through. I'm going to look through the chat here. See if there's anything worth bringing up. James, we can't hear you. Oh my god. Only Clock King's allowed to call him that. It was Rick Flag, right? I think. Oh no. Maybe it was the Clock King. I think you're right. Sean being Doctor Who. I was going to say the same thing. But he wants to assist. I bet he wants to assist Hot Girl, yeah. And she said that she was the one who saved his butt or something like that. So that was... the comic labeled 2001 2 question mark. Yeah, I'm sure that's not anything to think about, really. Flashing Hot Girl's relationship was pretty distinctly brother-sister one after the first few episodes. Yep. Batman only needs help when he's falling. True. Has 9/11 ever been... Oh, where'd it go? Mentioned to happen in the DCAU. I believe the only 9/11 reference we have is a Dwayne McDuffie Static Shock comic that is more or less like in DCAU style, like art-wise. So it's conceivably canon to the DCAU, but we haven't looked into it hard enough to... We've been wanting to kind of do like a video or something on that subject, but it's obviously very touchy. It's very... don't mess it up, you know, so it'd be kind of difficult to, you know, do a video on 9/11. I don't know. Yeah, Bob Random Guy brought that up the comic. Thank you. I have been working on my Carl. I haven't really been working on my Carl Lumbly. Hawk Lady. There doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy about this issue. Either way, it could fit in or be left out pretty easily. Yeah, I agree. There's always a thing, little things. Wonder Woman's lasso again was wrapped around people to make them tell the truth there near the end. People keep calling Jean the Martian Manhunter like it's public knowledge. But I mean, it must be, I guess, if Task Force X knew that name, so whatever. Anyway, alright, so I'm going to jump into the spreadsheet here and make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see better. So this was Justice League Adventures number 2. What was it called? Back out of this. More Human Than Human. That doesn't make any sense. And this was February 2002. Okay. So we're gonna be going through all sorts of stuff. Characters, locations, objects, anything that was, these are all appearances, and anything that was stuck out as not canon or like questionable with the continuity of the cartoons. Sorry, chair repositioned. Any references to things that happened in any of the shows, any time references, how long things happened, or any dates or anything. Concrete is any characters that appeared or objects or anything that have a definite like starting point. We talked about last time that in the case of Justice League, John Jones and Wonder Woman both have like distinct, they started in the start of Justice League, but since they're going to be in like almost every issue of this, I'm not going to include them for the sake of not writing them every single time. Pop culture, any references to pop culture, any weather, so obvious stuff like snow or hurricanes or that kind of thing for kind of helping nail down time of year. Any other timeline clues, and then other notes I've just got for anything else that's interesting. I did separate it last time. We just had everything in appearances here. I did separate it out because Maddie had been separating it out, so I'm gonna do the same. So anyway, right at the start here, we got John Jones. And let's see, pediatric ward is where he's at. Pediatric ward. I'm gonna go ahead and just write Jean, referred to as Martian Manhunter several times. Not necessarily not canon, but just something interesting. Okay, Bob, that's okay. I still love you, so I'll see you later. Okay. That scene, well, another interesting thing, I guess, is that Jean is using his John Jones disguise, despite that not appearing in the cartoon. Oh my God. Until, I think it's Comfort and Joy is the first time that he uses that. He uses it again in Star-Crossed, and when he goes and leaves Justice League in JLU. Okay. Oh my God, DC Universe, goodness me. So I'm gonna just call these guys Pediatric Ward Kids. I know some of them have names by the end, but I don't have any of them here to start with. Metropolis is mentioned, so put that. Does it say where this pediatric ward is? I don't think so. Not in Metropolis. Green Lantern, Superman, and Batman are all mentioned here, but they're going to appear later, so I'm going to go ahead and wait till they're actually there. You're not supposed to be back here. Don't think this guy gets a name. Pediatric ward doctor. Okay. The museum. I think we find out what the museum is called, so I'll wait on that. Okay. Security guard, so museum security guard. That's not very specific, so when we find out what the name of the museum is, I will change that. Now, what was the name of this group? They called themselves like the Daughters of something. Daughters of Tiamat. They released a mysterious gas. I don't know what else to call that. So, Daughters of Tiamat gas for the moment. Okay. Oh, Dr. Saul Erdel. Saul Erdel. Let's see what that guy looks like. Yeah, he's sort of similar. Oh, it's the guy that brought him to Earth, it looks like. Okay, well, they don't specifically name him, so. Okay, now we've got Green Lantern. So they are all in different places. So maybe it's... Is there like a city that Jean Jones is typically in? Like based in? TCAU doesn't have a specific one. Middleton, Colorado? Does that sound right to everybody? It's listed top here. For many years was the primary base of operations for the Martian Manhunter while working on the Sean shows. We don't... I wish they just said it in the comic here, but... Maybe I'll put that under notes. Museum, the daughters... First attack and pediatric ward may be in Middleton, Colorado, the typical comic book base of Martian Manhunter. Okay. So Superman's going to Gotham to be with Batman. So that museum that we see them in later is in Gotham. And then what we see with Hot Girls in Los Angeles. Okay. So now we've got Wonder Woman and The Flash. Smithsonian, Washington, D.C. Okay. Is it Smithsonian Institute? Is that right? National Museum of History. Smithsonian Museum, I suppose I could probably just call it. Museum, Washington, D.C. All right. Ensorcelled. The Olympian, they call her. The servant of the Olympian. I'm just gonna say Olympian gods mentioned. Oh, I'm putting stuff in the wrong place. I'm so used to just putting them all in the same place. Okay. Superman, Batman. Girl. Okay, Left Foot Patrol and Thanagar. So we got Thanagar mentioned again. Mentioned last comic. Okay, nothing on that page really. Succumb to our mother's will. I'll wait till we get to her name there. Lantern isn't going to succumb to anything except me. A season and a half from now. Okay. Yeah, there's not a ton in this issue to take note on. Just kind of a random kooky little adventure. There are definitely some issues later that'll be a lot more complex and in their content, but this one is definitely just kind of happened. Oh, looks like we got a DC logo here on the truck, which is interesting. There has been DC Comics mentions in the Tie-In Comics before. I'm gonna put truck has a DC logo on it. Truck has a DC logo on it. No, I haven't been keeping track of the constructs. It's kind of one of those things. It's like if we decide to do a video on it, I'll go back and figure it out. Because otherwise I'm going to be cataloging. I'm going to overwhelm myself with trying to catalog, you know, like if I get halfway through this comic and realize, oh, I should have been tracking every time Flash says, I'm on it, then I have to go back to the start and go through it again. So usually for that kind of stuff, I'll just, like for the, what was the video we just did? Superman's powers. I just went back and looked through everything. It does take more time that way, but if I'm not knowing ahead of time what I'm going to keep track of like that multiple times, then I'll just wait. Yeah, the DC logo was on the rejection letter Kyle Rayner got, so it is a company within the DCAU. There's also CD Comics and a couple other things. So anyway, okay, daughter of the Amazons. She says so. Amazons are mentioned. What are these? Looks like cobras on this part here. I'll go ahead and do that. Good point. Yeah, nearby zoo. Which we're in Washington D.C. Is there a famous zoo near the Smithsonian? Washington D.C. Zoo. Smithsonian National Zoological Park. Probably. Commonly known as the National Zoo. Okay, I might as well include that. National Zoo mentioned. Okay, nothing really happening on here. Let's see, we got daughters. Oops, I just realized the typo there. Nope, nope, nope. Daughters of Tiamat. Staffs. Staves. I don't know. Okay. Here we go with the main bad guy. Bad girl. Bad lady. Kind of Morgan Le Fay looking mask. Long ago, mankind turned from the ways of darkness and chaos. Not really anything precise, but long ago, mankind turned from the ways of darkness and chaos. She's not the mother, but Tiamat is the mother that they worship, but we never see her, so... Blessed is the Serpent Queen. Okay, so that's her name, Serpent Queen. So that's who said that. Serpent Queen. You guys don't remember classic Justice League animated series villain, the Serpent Queen? I don't know how many times Flash actually says fastest man alive in the DCAU. I know he says it during the that's pretty fast, fastest man alive, which might explain why you can't get a date line. I don't know. I know he says it a lot in Injustice. Goddess of Chaos. Yep. Daughters of Tiamat. Okay. Oh, okay. Years of waiting are at an end. Okay. Serpent Queen has been waiting for years to get a hold of the... What is this? It's just a tablet thing. Tablet. Legends of Babylon, of the gods, of Babylonian gods, is that what we're calling them? Yeah, alright. Could this be a precursor to Cobra and Batman? Yeah, maybe. They do have sort of similar, like, ring kind of things, but, I mean, this appears to be all women, and can't remember a single woman that I saw in Cobra and Batman Beyond, so maybe. Okay, Osiris and the gods of Egypt. So we got Osiris. Is that how you say it? Spell it? Yep. Mentioned. We got Egyptian gods. Mentioned. Okay. Is Tiamat a real thing? Yeah, okay. Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, Tiamat is a Babylonian goddess. Okay. Alright, spell to raise the dead. I'm tempted to jot down like T-Rex skeleton or something, because there are so many times that we see dinosaur skeletons or sorry, I got 4 hours of sleep last night. Skeletons or statues or whatever. But it's probably not worth it. Okay, was there anything on this page that was necessary? Doesn't seem like it's okay. No, okay. No, I'm not sure it's not an Allosaurus. Okay. It does have trace fingers and longer arms than normal. So. The dinosaurs must all be documented in the name of science. Okay, nothing. Yeah, that's very true. There, like I said, there are some issues coming up that are a lot more complicated. There's going to be a lot more to keep track of. Issue number 6 is definitely one of them. Okay. Although I love those issues, just seeing all these characters we never saw, and I'm actually a big fan of the Chronos stuff pre JLU Chronos. The Justice League Adventures Chronos is pretty easy. I like his character. Okay, again, okay, so she shoots fire at Sean. Serpent Queen shoots fire at Jean and insinuates she knows this to be his weakness. It's just and it's something interesting, I guess, because again, it seems like that would be like a public knowledge thing if she's, I know how to deal with you. What did she say? I know how to make you pay. It's like, why? How do you know that? Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Like how they all have to say, oh, he would have been here sooner, but Superman had to brush his teeth and Batman had to take a shit and all that. Like, they don't need to. It doesn't matter. Alright, here we got the Wonder Woman's lasso thing. Wonder Woman's lasso. Insinuated to make them what are they called? Daughters of Tiamat tell the truth. Okay. Nothing. Now there's this whole page of them just arguing, which made me think that there was like some sort of spell had been cast that made them argue, because this is a very like secret society level of like, we're not working as a team, blah blah blah. But it's just nothing. It's just because they're human, I guess, is the whole thing. Whatever. Hawkgirl saved Green Lantern's butt because she needed it for later. Yeah, John just stop, and then that's it. That's the end of the argument. All right, then we got Javelin 7 or the Javelin some number. Again, I'm gonna keep putting it as Javelin 7 for now. This is like another pediatric ward guy. It's not the same doctor from the start, which is always kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess that's true. It could just be to get to the point so that you, because the comic is short. Okay. Tone. Is it pronounced Tony? Why would... Slovene masculine given name. Okay. Is it pronounced Tone? Well, I'm just having a hard time understanding why you would name something. Sorry if anyone's named Tone is listening to this. Tone. Darcy. Han. And Lena. Okay. Green Lantern says, I've been doing it for years. Talk about being a Green Lantern. Green Lantern says, or tells Lena, I've been doing it for years. Free being AGL. Which isn't anything new, but still worth mentioning. Keep that little girl away from Toyman. Yeah, Darcy. It's like, Lena, what do you mean? Okay. John often walks among humans disguised as one of them. Oh my goodness. From being from another world, so Mars is mentioned. Mars mentioned. Although it's kind of also a mention of Krypton, I guess, because Superman's like, oh, just because you're from another planet doesn't mean you can da-da-da. But he's specifically talking about Mars. I'll just keep it Mars and don't read into it too much. Hawk Lady. Whew, I'm so sorry. I need to sleep more. I was up till 4. I was up till 4 because we thought that the new Batman Adventures Continue comic came out at midnight, which it didn't. That's 2 times in a row now we've thought it was the day that it came out. It wasn't. I wasn't about to waste an entire day of working on the video for it, so we had to be sure it wasn't. Then it was like 12:30, so it was like, why not? I'll just watch Apocalypse War. And damn, you need to watch Apocalypse War. I'm not going to spoil it, but holy crap. Alright, that's the end of the comic, so that's all we got this time in terms of stuff. Let's see, how far down did I go? I went down to 11. Okay, go ahead and make this a little bit nicer to look in 11. Merge the cells. No. Apocalypse War will be, according to Gary on Twitter, he's the WB animation PR rep, it will be on DC Universe 90 days after it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm not sure why it takes so long. I think it might have something to do with, just their contract with the physical release distribution stuff. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, you gotta wait a little while. We just got it on Vudu. I'm sure it's on many other movie streaming platforms. He locked himself in the Watchtower for 2 years. Oh. Wasn't the one jail episode where John Jones left the league about the fact he distanced himself from humans? Yeah, he'd been on the Watchtower for a couple of years. It's still something that's a little bit weird to understand. I think it's just a product of them still trying to figure out a lot of these characters, personality-wise, how they interact with each other. Right now, they're just basically character designs that haven't been assigned, personality traits. So the writers of these comics are just kind of doing their best, taking a good guess of what they would do or say. So going off of comic book lore, Sean Jones, what he does, where he lives, that kind of thing, I'm sure is just what they went with here. But like we talked about last time, I'm kind of got the hunch so far that this is sort of a branch off of the Justice League cartoon, more of an alternate universe, so to speak, of the continuity we're used to in the cartoons. There's going to be a lot more of that stuff that comes up in this comic. Sometimes they will reference events from the show, and other times they will just go their own way and not really pay attention to the show. So, anyway, next week, I'm going to be doing these every Tuesday. So next week, we're going to be reading issue number 3. Thursday, because it's Thursday, you can catch Maddie on here. He'll be reading chapter 1 of the Rise of Sinzu novelization. Last time we had advertised it was chapters 1 through 2, but we only got through the prologue because it was a damn long prologue, and each chapter seems to be about as long. So for the meantime, we're going to be just doing chapter by chapter every week. Maddie may be streaming more than just the 1 day a week, but we've yet to determine that. The best way to stay up to date with the schedule for these streams is just right here on the Twitch page. Right below me, there's a little widget box that shows you our schedule. Right now it just says Tuesday and Thursday at noon. So if we add to that, that'll be added on there, and I'm sure you'll see it all over our social media and such. So yeah, thank you for joining me. This one was a little bit quicker than last time because there was less to explain, less to document. I didn't have to do a Yoda voice. But next time, I'm looking forward to issue number 3. It's kind of one of the more interesting ones of the series. And yeah, you can find all these on DC Universe. Maybe someday we'll be sponsored by DC Universe. It's not today. Maybe someday DC Universe won't exist. Who knows? Anyway, thank you again for joining. Let's see. Was there anything to catch up with here in the end? Yes. 2 years between Starcross and the end of JLU. Yep, Starcross is like mid-2002. JLU ends in spring 2004 in the DCAU timeline. Comic has to have 50% of its issues to fit to make canon. Correct. Yeah, in our ye old continuity rules and regulations timeline stuff document that we made back in like 2017. Yeah, if we basically made that rule for the sakes of, or for our timeline, for the sakes of like Batman Adventures Volume 2, 16 out of 17 issues are perfectly fine, and issue 17 only just barely doesn't work because of a couple like wrong numbers. So yeah, and so we don't want to throw out the entire comic just because of that. So we kind of made that rule. So far, I'm not marking anything as blatantly non-canon. So far, neither of these issues have had anything blatantly non-canon except for the Truth Lasso is a little bit questionable, but there might be a way to explain it if we think hard enough. But as we keep going, I'm sure there will be many more egregious errors that'll come up. Error, I'm glitching, ha ha ha. And so we'll get to that. Anyway, okay. Yep, there are lots more comics to come, so I will see y'all in the future. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. You'll see Maddie on Thursday. Goodbye.